May 16th, 2017. Terraforming and stellar metamorphosis. I don't think I have a discussion on this on YouTube, thought I might as well make one. Abstract. Terraforming happens naturally as an end product of stellar evolution, as is covered via GTSM. The definition for terraforming is: terraforming, literally earth shaping of a planet, moon, or other body, is the hypothetical process of deliberately modifying its atmosphere, temperature, surface topography, or ecology to be similar to the environment of Earth, to make it habitable by Earth-like life. Essentially, terraforming in their terms is if you have something that's not hospitable to life, humans go there, they terraform it, they do whatever they want to it to make it hospitable to life. Unfortunately, that's a hypothetical process to them. It's not hypothetical. Earth is a terraformed star. Correcting the terraforming idea via stellar metamorphosis is presented below. Terraforming, literally earth shaping of a planet, moon, or other body, is the process of a hot star moving through all stages of evolution, naturally changing its atmospheric composition, temperature, surface topography, and ecology, and strength of its global magnetic field to be similar to the environment and structure of Earth, but not completely Earth-like. The gravitational field would be stronger or weaker depending on how much mass was lost via the process of stellar evolution and how quickly relative to the other stars it has evolved. So, on one hand, establishment dogma says terraforming is hypothetical and human-centered, and stellar metamorphosis, terraforming is a real thing and is not hypothetical and is not human-centered. I have written here, Earth-like does not mean Earth exactly. As well, it is understood by utilizing GTSM that forming life-hosting worlds is a natural process which occurs inside of evolving stars as they cool and die. This is known as planet formation. This new understanding therefore supersedes the paradigm that man deliberately forms anything of significance, and that the significant processes in the galaxy are natural, not human-centered. Using this new concept from an outdated one leads us to the understanding that all stars are in some stage of terraforming, or disintegration from an Earth-like composition and atmosphere, as well as losing its protective features such as a strong global magnetic field, its position relative to a hotter host, and the internal atmospheric feedback mechanisms such as water rain. The author has been made aware of the paradigm of making nature human-centered. This will fail us. We must humble ourselves before Mother Nature. She does the terraforming naturally. We are just observers. Now, the reason why I wanted to put this up there, regardless of if it doesn't exactly develop stellar metamorphosis more, is to kind of steer people away from the egotistical idea that somehow we're going to go to Mars and we're going to terraform it. We're going to make it more Earth-like. That being said, in stellar metamorphosis, Mars was Earth-like at one point. It's past the stage of being able to host life. If we're going to go there, we're not going to be able to terraform it. There isn't a protective magnetic field. The gravity is too weak to hold on to basic elements that would sustain life. It's a dead world. There's no reason to go there. If anything, we should focus our energy on making craft large enough so we can live on the craft and not actually need to be on the surface of another star. And that being said, physically going there and saying we're going to terraform things, that's not the way to go. Going to Mars, I think, is a good idea to just visit, say, oh, we stepped on Mars. We've been there, humans have been here now, but that's going to be the extent. The future of humanity is in self-sustaining spacecraft that are very, very, very large. And think of it like this: if we're on the ocean and we want to live in the ocean, how would we do that? Would we develop undersea communities? No. It would be too expensive. It would be too hard. The best way to live in the ocean is to make a a giant ship and live on that. Think of an aircraft carrier, and it be its own landmass, its own source of energy, its own self-sustaining thing. For the most part, I mean, obviously you have to fly in food and things like that. But if we're gonna have craft in the future, if we're gonna visit the stars, it's gonna take a while to get from place to place, which means we're gonna have to make craft large enough to be able to sustain human beings in them without having to be refueled with supplies and things like that. And they're going to be very, very, very big. I'm talking like craft that are at least 10 times larger than an aircraft carrier, easily. Of course, that's going to be in the far, far future, but I guess we can write some science fiction novels to pretend what that would be like. But anyways, this terraforming, it's not human-centered. Terraforming happens naturally. Alright, y'all. Take it easy.